If you're looking for online surgical tech programs, trying to figure out if they're actually worth it, then this is going to be an important video. Healthcare education has changed dramatically, but there's a lot of outdated advice floating around on the internet about online programs. While most people are still stuck in the old way of thinking, forcing themselves into rigid 2-year programs and potentially massive debt, well, there's now a smarter path forward. In this video, I'm going to reveal the exact system that's helped thousands of students across the country start towards their dream careers in healthcare online, but without spending 2 years in school, without racking up massive student debt, without driving to a campus every day. This isn't some outdated information you'll find on a random blog or Reddit post from 10 years ago. What I'm about to share is a system that's working right now and has already helped thousands of students start towards their dream careers in healthcare. So guys, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how you could get your surgical tech training online without going back to school, get your surgical tech certification in as little as 6 months, get hands-on clinical experience after completing your education online. This is going to be action-packed, so pay close attention because you're about to discover a smarter path to starting towards your surgical tech career, one that could save you a lot of time, money, and unnecessary stress. By the way, I'm Grant. I've been featured in multiple publications for my work in education. My mission is to help students transition into new careers faster and without those big price tags. Right off the bat, guys, I feel this is a great time to start towards a career in surgical technology. First, the earning potential. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the top surgical techs can make 6 figures annually. You heard that right, 6 figures. The median wage is around $60,000 per year or around $30 per hour. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Right now, hospitals across the country are struggling to fill surgical tech positions. In fact, per a recent news report, the shortage has become so severe that some hospitals are being forced to shut down operating rooms or significantly reduce the number of surgeries they perform. So think about that for a moment. Hospitals are literally having to cancel surgeries because they can't find enough qualified surgical techs. That sounds pretty important. And this isn't just a temporary spike. The BLS projects the demand for surgical technologists to grow by 6% annually, creating thousands of new job openings each year. So the takeaway, if you're thinking about becoming a surgical tech, then this is an absolutely amazing time to get started. Now, while there's a huge demand for surgical techs, you can't just walk into an operating room and start working. That would be insane and scary. Here are the 3 critical requirements that you could need as you move towards a career in surgical technology. Requirement number 1, proper training. You need the right surgical tech training that aligns with what employers likely respect. Hospitals need techs who understand surgical procedures, can identify the instruments, and ensure everything runs smoothly in the OR. The right training sets the foundation for your entire career. Requirement number 2, certification. In order to obtain a certification in surgical technology, you take a standardized exam conducted by nationally recognized bodies like NCCT. For surgical techs, NCCT offers the TSC, or Tech in Surgery certification. When you pass, you can proudly say you hold a nationally recognized certification. Now guys, this isn't just a piece of paper. This certification shows employers that you've been tested and validated by the industry's leading authority. A certification is typically a key requirement for most employers. Finally, requirement number 3, hands-on experience. Surgical techs work in a clinical setting, so hands-on experience is vital, and there's really no substitute for that. Now guys, if you want to become a surgical tech, it all begins with getting the right training. Enrolling in the right training program is literally the foundation. And if you get this wrong, well, nothing else really matters. So the question is, well, how do you get the right surgical tech training? Now, the traditional approach to becoming a surgical tech has always been going through a full-time, on-campus, CAHEP accredited school program. These are your 2-year associate degree programs. In fact, many people will tell you that this is the only way. You need to go back to school and you need to get your CST certification if you want to become a surgical tech. Look, I'll be honest, I feel this old approach of going back to school and attending a 2-year full-time program is completely outdated, and it doesn't work for the modern busy adult. Let me explain why. Drawback number 1, long course duration. Typically, completing a full-time on-campus program takes 2 years. That's 24 long months of your life. But it's not just about the time, it's how these programs are designed. You've got to drive to a campus multiple times a week, and all of the classes are scheduled. Now, as an adult, you're constantly in this position where you're choosing between your life and your education. If you're a parent, you could be missing important moments with your kids. If you've got any kind of life responsibilities, well, they all take a back seat. If you miss a few classes, you could start lagging behind. One emergency, one sick kid, one crisis at home, and suddenly you're playing catch up. You can read so many stories online about students who started these 2-year programs but struggled to graduate after 3 years because life just kept getting in the way. Guys, this is the reality of a full-time education. You need to ask yourself, can you really put everything on pause for the next 2 years? Drawback number 2, the big price tag. The cost of these traditional programs can be astronomical. We're talking about tuition that could go as high as $20,000. And that's not even counting all the extra costs, like textbooks that could cost hundreds of dollars, lab fees, parking permits every semester, gas money driving to campus, and childcare costs while you're in class. Just to afford all of this, students are typically forced towards student loan debt, and paying off this debt could take years. Drawback number 3, limited options. This is a big problem. According to CAHEP's website, there are only 399 accredited surgical tech programs in the entire country. In many parts of the country, it's almost impossible to find a CAHEP accredited program. Take Utah, for example. There are only 2 accredited programs in the entire state. 2 locations. There's a really good chance that you won't even find a program near where you live. So to recap, long course duration and rigid schedules, big price tags, and limited options. These are the reasons why I feel that on-campus education just might not be the best option. Now, you probably feel the same, and that's why you're considering online surgical tech programs. So the drawbacks of an on-campus education are quite evident now, and online is definitely the way forward. With an online education, you can learn from the comfort of your home. You can typically finish faster, and they're just much more flexible. However, before you run towards that first online program you find, there are 2 broad concerns with most online surgical tech programs. First, many of them lack credibility. You're not getting a university certificate, which you typically get with an on-campus program, and that's a big miss. And sometimes, with some online programs, your training is through an unaccredited source. Guys, getting your training from an unaccredited source could raise red flags in the eyes of an employer. Second, some of these programs don't properly prepare you for the critical requirements we talked about earlier: certification and hands-on experience. To work as a surgical tech, you're gonna need that nationally recognized certification. This isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. You don't wanna be spending months completing an online program only to find out you're not properly prepared for the certification exam, or even worse, you're not even eligible to take it. Plus, as I said earlier, hands-on clinical experience is critical for this role in my mind. Now, after completing your online education, there are really 2 ways to get this experience. The first is through an externship opportunity. Think of this as a bridge between your training and your career. You get to work in an actual surgical setting, learn from experienced professionals, and build that confidence before starting your first job. Now, the second way is through job assistance. Remember how we talked about the shortage of surgical techs? With hospitals actively looking to fill positions, having a training program that offers job assistance services could be incredibly valuable. They could help connect you with opportunities where you gain that hands-on experience while learning on the job. So back to those online programs. Unfortunately, most online programs miss the mark on both of these. They leave you on your own to figure out certification requirements, find clinical opportunities, and navigate the job search. I mean, think about that. You could complete your training, but still be miles away from actually starting your career. Now, hearing all of this, you might be thinking, well, Grant, what am I supposed to do? So a few years ago, I saw the problems with on-campus education, and I knew that online education was the way forward. However, I also saw the gaps with most online programs. I knew there needed to be a better approach to becoming a surgical tech. So I set out on this path of creating the template for an ideal online surgical tech program. We had to do a lot of research to create something that saves time and money and finds that right balance between credibility and flexibility. Well, guys, I'm gonna share this with you right now, so make sure you pay complete attention. Here's what this template needs to look like. First, it has to be 100% online and self-paced. No more rigid schedules, no more choosing between your job and your education. You should be able to study when it works for you. Second, your training must be from an accredited source. This has to be non-negotiable. If you could get a university certificate for your training from a reputable, prestigious university, well, that would be ideal. Third, your training should prepare you for the certification. Your program should align perfectly with what you need to know for certification exams like the NCCT's TSC. Fourth, it needs to be fast. No fluff, no electives, laser sharp training that helps you get job ready. Ideally, it should only take 6 months. Fifth, there needs to be a pathway to gain hands-on experience, either through an externship opportunity where you can work in an actual surgical setting, or through job assistance services that help connect you with facilities looking for surgical techs. And finally, it has to be affordable, preferably less than $2,000. Quality training shouldn't put you in debt. So guys, how does this sound? Let's pull this template on the screen once again, and I want you to take a hard look at this. What if there was a program that was designed this way? It would be awesome, right? If you're still here, well, you're serious about becoming a surgical tech. And I've got some exciting news. We didn't just imagine this program, we made it a reality. Yes, guys, a system like this actually exists, and we call it the Preppy approach. The Preppy approach has already helped thousands of students nationwide start towards their health careers faster. Here's what some of our students have had to say. Meet Corey, a stay-at-home mom who wanted to get back into the workforce as a surgical tech. She says, "Thank you, Preppy, for giving me an opportunity to take the next step in my medical career, which I so badly wanted to do, but felt I couldn't because I still have young kids at home. This made it completely available for me when I needed it. I finished my coursework, and it's only up from here." Meet Dominique. Dominique was already working in healthcare and wanted a career change. Since she was working full-time and wanted a flexible training option where she could study at her own pace. She says, "Thank you, Preppy, for allowing me to pursue this goal that I had. The fact that everything was online made everything so much easier for me. I am very happy that I found Preppy, and I will always recommend and vouch for Preppy to anyone." Meet Francis. Francis was working as a GI tech and wanted to transition to a surgical tech career. He says, "Thank you, Preppy, for making this an easy program for me and my family as well. I feel that I learned a lot, and I feel that I'm ready to take on the next steps that come for me career-wise." I feel confident. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. These are just a few examples, and with Preppy, we're on a mission to revolutionize training for surgical techs. The Preppy approach is not just a training program, it's a step-by-step system designed to help busy adults like you get job ready in as little as 4 to 6 months. So how do you get started with the Preppy approach? Well, all you need to do is enroll in Preppy's Surgical Tech Training Program. Pay close attention, guys, because I'm about to go in depth about everything you get with Preppy. 100% online and self-paced. With Preppy, your training is 100% online, giving you the convenience of learning from the comfort of your home. Plus, you can move through the course at your pace, on your schedule. Look, life can be busy. You might have a job, family commitments, or other responsibilities. I feel that on-campus programs can sometimes force you to choose between your life and your education. With Preppy, well, that problem disappears. You can study in the morning before your kids wake up, during your lunch break at work, or on the couch at night when the house is quiet. Your schedule, your rules. You don't have to stress about your job or worry about expensive childcare during lectures. Your training fits your life and not the other way around. Next, Preppy's program is in partnership with an accredited university. Earlier I highlighted how online programs could lack credibility because you miss out on that university certificate. Well, that's not the case with Preppy. Preppy's program is in partnership with a reputable, nonprofit, accredited university. When you complete your training, you get a certificate of completion from this accredited university. With Preppy, you're not getting a completion certificate from some random organization that no one's heard of. Essentially, your training is through this well-known accredited university, and you're getting a certificate from the respected school. Think about how proud you'll be when your coworkers see that certificate hanging on the wall in your office. That feeling when you can confidently say that you got your surgical tech training through a respected university. Next, it's faster. Preppy's program is self-paced, meaning you could complete the program in as little as 4 months, not years like other programs, months. With Preppy, you get laser-sharp training focused exactly on what you need to know. As I said earlier, no one wants to go to school for 2 years, and students today want to start towards their careers faster. With Preppy, you could do that. But we understand that life sometimes happens. Kids get sick, work gets crazy, things come up. Well, that's why you have complete access to Preppy's program for a full year. You can pause, take breaks, and pick up right where you left off. No missed classes, no falling behind, and no stress. Our self-paced model also gives you freedom to move at your pace and take the same lessons multiple times if you'd like. With Preppy, you're in complete control and you've got the freedom to learn on your terms. Moving on, and this is a big one, ready for the NCCT certification. With Preppy's program, you get all the skills to crush NCCT's TSC certification exam. After completing your training with Preppy, you can apply and sit for your certification exam to get that awesome Tech in Surgery certification. Being certified could give you that competitive edge, helping you stand out among other candidates. Our program is updated consistently to stay in line with the latest NCCT guidelines. Additionally, our program is divided into multiple lessons, and it comes with interactive quizzes that mimic the questions you could get in the certification exam. Our program is also beginner-friendly, so even if you're new to healthcare, you can easily go through the program. Our interactive slides, presentations, videos, and quizzes are designed to help you learn step by step. Now, as I highlighted earlier, to become a surgical tech, that hands-on experience is crucial. Well, we help you with all of that as well. With Preppy, you're eligible for an externship opportunity. With an externship, you'll typically experience what it's like to work at a local hospital or healthcare facility, and you could get that hands-on experience in an OR setting. We help students coordinate these externships regardless of where you live across the United States, and it's available nationwide. Externships are so valuable because they could give you that hands-on clinical experience, which you can then cite on your resume. So essentially, in addition to your formal training and certification prep, you're also eligible for us to assist with obtaining real-life clinical experience. Now, alternatively, with Preppy, you also get job assistance services. When you complete the program and meet certain criteria, our team will help you to schedule interviews and connect you with companies looking to hire surgical techs. Look, as I said earlier, Preppy's not just some other training program. It's a radical new approach to help you get job ready faster. So to summarize, here's everything you get with Preppy. 100% online self-paced training, university certificate, ready for the NCCT surgical tech certification, eligible for an externship opportunity and job assistance services. In this clouded landscape where so many organizations are offering subpar online programs, with Preppy, you get something that's totally unique, something that is designed for the modern busy adult. So, how much does it cost? On-campus programs are absurdly expensive, and some online or local programs also come with those big price tags. Preppy, on the other hand, is insanely affordable. Everything that you would want in a surgical tech program, well, Preppy takes care of it, and at an insanely low price. By the way, you can also enroll using payment plans as well. Ultimately, Preppy gets the seal of approval from students across the country and industry veterans. Today, you can finally take that first step towards starting your dream career. To check out our program and enroll, you can click on the link below, and I'll also add it to the pinned comments. Listen, I totally get where you're at right now. So many of our students were exactly where you are, trying to figure out that best path forward. On one side, they had these on-campus programs that just weren't designed for busy adults like you. Programs that wanted them to put their entire lives on hold, drive to some campus every day, and spend thousands more than necessary. And on the other side, they had these random online programs making wild promises, but offering training that might not even be taken seriously. They were looking for something different, a program that could give them quality training without the big price tag, the flexibility to learn on their own schedule, and most importantly, a clear path towards starting their career. That's exactly why they chose Preppy. Now, just take a moment and imagine that a few months from now, you could be walking into an operating room as a proud member of the OR team, working alongside surgeons, doctors, and nurses, knowing you're keeping patients safe, ensuring everything is perfectly sterilized, and building a real career in healthcare. Well, all of this could be possible, guys, but the first step is to get that right surgical tech training. And if you like what Preppy has to offer, you can click the link below and enroll today. I'll also pin the link for the program in the comments. All right, guys, well, that's all I have for today. If this video was helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps us grow the channel. And hey, if you want to learn more about different healthcare careers and opportunities, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well and turn on the notifications. We're constantly sharing valuable information that could help you start your dream career in healthcare. All right, guys, this was Grant signing off. Take care.